Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am bringing you my Santa's chocolate trousers. They are a project that I've done a couple of times before. Previously I've actually made them square, as in, sort of cubes, but this time I've gone with a rectangle type shape, which I think are more natural as well. And yeah, I think they're really cute. As you can see, I've added a couple of these chocolate gonks. I actually got these from Aldi. A lot of my projects are made with the cheaper versions of chocolate, if you like, so they're more affordable. And yeah, these were lovely. So this is a milk chocolate with creamy milky filling, and this one is milk chocolate with a chocolate filling. And I have 4 of them. How wonderful is that? So yeah, so we're going to make it, but it is really simple. So obviously for his trousers, and you could make elf trousers and do them in green, just whatever colour you wanted to really. So yeah, so you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock for the legs, and they both need to measure 4 by 6.5 or 16 by 10 centimetres. Same scoring on both. On the long side we're going to score at 2, 3, 5 and 6, so that will be 5, 7.5, 12.5 and 15. Rotate clockwise and then score on the short side at 1 inch, which is 2.5 centimetres. So I'm going to repeat that again on this one. So 2, 3, 5 and 6, 5, 7.5, 12.5 and 15. Score on the short side at 1, which is 2.5 centimetres. So there you have your trousers scored, and then of course we're going to fold and burnish those score lines, and these are really simple to make, really simple. So as I say, fold and burnish all of them. Lots of nice, in fact I think the majority of my projects involve chocolate. Chocolate and alcohol. I prefer the chocolate over the alcohol, if I'm honest. Okay, so once you've done all of that, this bottom section here we're going to cut into individual pieces. So you're just simply cutting up each of those score lines, and you're going to get rid of this little tiny bit in this corner here. And then repeat with this one. And like I said, this is the easiest project I think to make, but it actually looks real fun. You could, I guess, it's not overly heavy, so you could always maybe pierce some holes either side, add some string and hang them off the tree, or maybe you could have them in the top of your Christmas stockings, anything like that really. Okay, so adhesive. I'm going to go, I don't seem to have, oh I do have some, it's here. I didn't think I had any seal, but I do, I have a new one here. So just add your adhesive down the side. I'm going with seal just because it's a little stronger than, Seal Plus is stronger than normal seal. So we're just going to put adhesive on that tab there and fold them over. And again, just make sure it's not over the edge. Adhesive on that one. Okay, so you've got your trousers almost made. Simplest part for the bottom, you're going to pop the 2 smaller pieces in. Where your join is, you'll fold the back over first, and then we're just adding some adhesive to close that up. And then repeat again with this one. So the 2 sides in, my join's here, so that one will go in. Again, adhesive on there, and close that one up. Okay, and there are your 2 trousers, or trouser legs rather. You're then just going to add adhesive on here, but I think I might actually use some tear and tape for this one, just because I don't want to be pressing on with my Seal Plus. Or you could use wet glue. What I am going to do though is not put it right to the edge, because when you put this glimmer on, it doesn't actually go all the way around. Ooh, breadcrumbs. If you can see here, I literally just tuck it in where there's a gap. So if you don't put adhesive all the way, it just gives you a little bit of space to tuck that in, although that one was a bit close, but we'll manage. Okay, so once you've got your adhesive on, we are simply going to pop these two together. So make sure your joins are at the back, flat on the floor, so on your desk, so that you know that they're flat, and then you can literally just use your fingers to hold them in place. And again, if you're using wet glue, I advise you using some pegs to hold it together. A large one is ideal because it will actually go further down and hold it in place. But if you use tearing tape, then obviously it's already sealed. And those are your trousers, you just need to decorate them. So the belt that I've used here is basic black. This is 10.5 by 3/4 of an inch, 27 by 2 centimetres. You can either eyeball the middle on the front, or you can start with the back. It doesn't matter either way because there's enough to overlap. Keep it level on the top edge here, and then instead of trying to measure, we are literally going to just do our bends. Make sure you keep it level on the top. Fold it round and round again, and then obviously just go back in and burnish it, ensure that it's level, just to get those creases nice and crisp. Again, this side. And the last one here. And then again, make sure you know where the back is, so pop it on, double check that it will fit round nicely, which it does. You obviously need to make sure, and then again, using whatever adhesive you want. I might go with some wet glue actually on this one. So I'm just going to start here and add my adhesive like so, and then I've got some pegs here which I will need, and then you just need to pop him on. Once you've got, like here, your sections in place, get your peg on because you want to keep the top level here, and obviously make sure it stays adhered as well. And so when you come to your last part here, obviously it's all where it's meant to be. So again, took that round. You can trim this down if you want to have the join where the legs are, or you can do what actually I did, and I've done this the wrong way, as I did it on this one, I actually put the join underneath the buckle so that there is none at the back. So I could actually switch that round, although I've done the bottom differently. You could switch that round, and then you just need your buckle pieces here. So I have some of the Glimmer Speciality paper. This is 1 inch by 1 inch, 2.5 by 2.5 centimetres. Getting covered in glue, and as I said, that just covers the join nicely. And then I've got a little piece of basic black that's 3/4 by 3/4 or 2 by 2 centimetres that will sit in the centre like so. And then I'm actually going to bring in fact I might just twist those pegs very slightly, and that will hold that in place. I'm going to give that a minute to dry before I do the glimmer, just because I don't want to be nudging it. But your iridescent glimmer that is also in the Glimmer Speciality paper, these are 1/2 inch by 5.5 or 1.5 centimetres by 13.5, and I'll pop those on in a minute. Excuse me. In the meantime, I've got Penguin Place, because these little sentiments are perfect. Season's Greetings. And I've actually used Poppy Parade on this, which I think is quite nice. So a little bit of Poppy Parade. I'm just going to go in this corner, I think, here. I need a little bit of space. That will do, like so. And then trimmer, just to trim that bit off. And then the last bit is I'm just going to use my paper snips here. I'm just going to take a bit of that length off. You can measure or use your banner, pick your banner punch or whatever it's called. Banner's punch, I don't remember. But either way, you create that little tab, and then just as a little bit of, I can bring this back in because I can actually do this bit. I've also got the gold holly leaves, oh crumbs, which I've gone with one of the larger sizes. Put that lid on before they go everywhere, and then just a little bit of seal on the back, and I just did this as a little bit of an angle, and then I'll use a glue dot for this. So there's a glue dot just on the edge, and I really use that just to hide the edge of the basic white there, so that can go on like so. And then all we need to do is add our trouser pieces, and this is when I said to you that this is the simple part, because you just tuck it in like so, go along the edge and do exactly the same as you did for the belt. Keep it flat to the bottom of the box, and then if you can tuck this end in. I did have to trim a little bit off mine, so yes. So I'm just going to take a slither off, and again just slide it in like so. Okay, and then you add your adhesive, which again I'm going with wet glue just because it's a little easier to use. So again, back over to the front here and tuck that little edge in, and then again just make sure it stays flat to the base. In fact, I didn't burnish these, did I? Foolishly didn't. I will remember to do the next one. Let's get that out ready. Okay, I've got a bit of a bow going in there, but that's okay. So that's that one in place, and then I'm probably going to have to take a little shim off this one as well. Again, this is just what I say about where your adhesive sits. And then this will also tuck in the gap there. Yeah, I put my tear and tape a bit too close to the edge. So we'll go around with this one. Right, I'm going to burnish these first, and then I'm making sure these are straight too. So I'm going to tuck that just in like so. That's far better. And then this last piece, again, you just tuck in the back there. I need a bit more off that one. Might actually do even just another slither more than that. That's better. And then that just tucks in the back. There we go. So add my adhesive to this one. A tiny bit on that there. And then this one will now sit on the front. You can just prise these apart a little bit, it will help. And then, like I said, run your finger along the edge and make sure you've got none of the red showing. Excuse me. And then we'll just pop that into there. Come on. Thank you. Far better once you've I'll get the words right in a minute. Burnished them. That's better. Take those off. Pop my chocolate in. And there we have them. Santa's chocolate trousers. Hope you like them. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.